Hi, welcome to my channel, Steve6729. I will have a lot of interesting stories about my years in sports and my travels, as well as tons of vintage trading cards for sale. Please check back often. I'm going to add a lot of stuff in the next few months. Today's story is about when I was living in LA and I went to go see the second round of the NCAA regional basketball tournament at the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood. This game was Maryland against UNLV. Maryland was not expected to make the tournament, and I believe going into this game they were 17 and 13 or something like that. They won their conference championship to make the tournament. They were outgunned and outmanned by a UNLV team led by Armin Gilliam, and I believe they had 3 or 4 guys who played in the NBA, and Bias had no help whatsoever. He played a great game. He had, even though UNLV won 70-64, Bias went for 31 points and 12 rebounds and was 9 for 9 from the free throw line. He looked like a man against boys. Couldn't wait to see him play in the NBA, but of course we all know what happened. Well, when we sit down, a couple of guys sit next to us, and we're up in the cheap seats. We're about 3 rows from the back of the forum. And I look next to me, and it's Steve Young and Warren Moon. They've signed about $60 or $80 million in contracts, and I couldn't help but asking them, what were they doing up in the cheap seats eating Cracker Jacks next to me? Now, I didn't get a chance to talk much with Warren Moon because he's from LA, and everybody kept coming up to him literally every 30 seconds. But for some reason, not a lot of people recognize Steve Young. So Steve and I talked most of the game. I was sitting right next to him. I found him to be a really delightful young man. I was a bit older than him at that point. I think I was 28 and he was probably 24, 25. And he was the most honest, forthright athlete I've ever spoken to. I remember turning to my friend when they went someplace to get something or see someone. I said to my friend, if he talks to reporters like that, he's going to get in trouble. You can't tell people those kind of details and be that honest. Turned out later he did get in a little trouble for being honest in a interview, and he learned his sports cliches because he never did it again. He also was a very bright young man, and I believe he's got his law degree. Just really enjoyed talking to him. We had a wonderful time, and he made sure he said goodbye to me, and I saw him once or twice after that. Really, really a nice guy. The big thing for me, and how sad it was Len Bias's last official basketball game. He went on to be the second pick in the NBA draft by the Boston Celtics, but died of a drug overdose before he could ever play in the NBA, which was really a crime because he was one of the great college players I ever saw, and I've seen quite a few. LA is quite a town. I will be having stories about sitting next to or talking to people like Dinah Shore, Buddy Epson, George Harrison, and many other celebrities that I was amazed sitting next to at every day events. Please check in often. You will have many, many stories from my sports career and my time on the West Coast, as well as millions of cards for sale. Please check back often. Thank you.